Well, I think there were two items. The starting point was Uzbekistan, and we've worked a long time. We go a long way back to work with them on child labor and forced labor. But it was also generally about how can we make trade, and in this case in the textile sector, sustainable, and what the business is doing and what others are doing.
The government's made some really impressive progress in eliminating forced child labor. They used to have a massive system of forced child labor in Uzbekistan. That is effectively eliminated, and we are still seeing forced labor, but it's not children. It tends to, well, in previous years it's fallen on teachers and nurses. More recently it's fallen on policemen and firefighters and other parts of society. So it still exists, but the government is trying to make some serious efforts to eradicate it, and we would like to support them and to help them in any way we can by providing information or providing advice on that.
We do understand that the reform processes should include an ongoing and effective dialogue with civil society and human rights activists. They are provided with open access and freedom in monitoring the implementation of state policies and have their full rights to carry out their activities without any obstacles.
If they want to be part of global value chains, they definitely are going in the right direction in terms of increasing their efforts on sustainability, because that's what the responsible business nowadays asks for. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. When it comes specifically to what is happening on the area of due diligence, we stress the importance of traceability, voluntary measure for traceability to help companies and authorities, NGO, and even consumers to exchange information about the products, which nowadays is very, very difficult, but we're working on that.
One of those initiatives I mentioned, it is a cotton textile cluster. When textile mill entered to the farming, and if first year it was only one textile mill was farming cotton, 2019 it's already 75 textile factories, they are farming cotton. We are as big as 64% of all cotton growing area covered by our clusters. I mentioned already that it brings us more efficiency and bigger yield. We introduce water saving technology, we introduce modern fertilizer, but we even introduced possibility to grow organic cotton in our country, which is chemical-free cotton.
We decided to industrialize our farming area, introduce the modern IT technologies, and for me it's a taboo, the forced labor or kids' labor anyway. This is because of my personal target as well. And we just went as a market base. We just offered to people who are unemployed seasonal contracts for a couple months, and we were paid on cash on top, straightforward, which is first time in the history. It was a first practice as well in our country, and people were shocked actually, and they didn't believe first that we are ready to pay.
And now we are entering to European market, which we believe could be another big market for us. And we do believe that with our new reform in our textile industry, we could be very much cooperative. Third issue, we are working very much on the financing issue of our chain, starting from cotton till textile garment. We applying for European financing system, raising pre-export financing at very competitive basis, and we believe that it could increase our competitiveness in the market. Of course, they're putting their own requirement on all these things, including compliances or putting certain criteria to our product, which we are fulfilling greatly.
In moving forward, we really need to push forward the implementation of the guidelines. Within Europe, we will also see further developments of how we go about these. And this involves many players. Garment is one of the example sectors where you have a supply chain. You're not only operating within Europe, so it's not a matter of imposing, it's really a matter of engaging with the country and moving this forward. So I think that's really this partnership with the countries, but also with all the stakeholders is critical.